So the first thing I'm doing is getting the white down in between all the little bricks as much as I can. And then once I get all the white down in there and let it dry for a minute or two, I'm going to go back and cover the whole thing with the red colors for the bricks so that the bricks have the proper red color that they should, and they don't look like the red, just one color solid red. I'm going to paint them to where they look like they have some dimension and different variations of color in them, kind of the way that real brick does, so that that way they'll look more like a real brick wall in the photography and videography for YouTube. And these are all being specially made for the YouTube channel Hunter Collects 34. So if you're not already following him, you definitely should follow him. He's got some really cool action figure review videos and just general action figure type stuff that he's doing on there. And this is something that he had special requested as part of his photography and videography so that he could do some alley scenes and things like that with some of his figures that he's reviewing, and kind of get a higher level of photography and videography for his viewers. Okay, so now that the white has mostly dried, I'm going to take some red and go over it like this. And instead of using a paintbrush this time, I'm using the sponge, because then it just kind of gets mostly on the surface and not so much in the little nooks and crannies. And I'll do this in a few stages where I'll paint it, let it sit, come back and add another coat, because as you can see it's still kind of light. Not as dark as I want it to be. But after I've done a few coats, it'll look like this, where it's got kind of that real brick look. Alright, so I'll update you when I get them all done. Alright, so this is the finished product. I have 8 pieces all in total, slight variations among each of them. You don't want the brick to look completely the same, you want it to look like normal natural brick does. So once these are completely dry, we'll be able to pick them up and put them together and make kind of a whole diorama out of them. So like I said, some variation within the brick. Got the white paint in between. A couple of the bricks are lighter, a couple of spots lighter on the bricks, but all of it to make it look as realistic as possible. And these were all printed on PLA. They were printed on a red PLA and then painted. Some of them I painted the backs of them just so that you can have the back painted, and then other ones I didn't paint the back of them, so that's kind of the original red PLA. I will paint the backs of those later.